You are 16 years old in Warsaw, 1942, when the ghettos are sealed and the city itself becomes a cage. The cobblestones echo with the boots of German soldiers, and every doorway seems to hide a whisper of fear. Your Jewish name, Rivka, has been replaced with a false identity card calling you Anna Kowalska. The papers are fragile, but your mother insists they may keep you alive. Food is scarce. Your father, once a teacher, now barters scraps of coal for bread. Your mother sells her wedding ring for potatoes that barely last a week. Your younger sister coughs through the nights, her thin frame rattling like the window panes in winter winds. Hunger gnaws at your belly so constantly that it feels like another organ. Then the officials arrive. A German officer, with his interpreter standing stiff beside him, announces that young girls are being recruited for service work. They promise warm barracks, good wages, proper meals. They claim you will help build a new future for Europe. Photographs are passed around of clean dormitories, smiling workers in pressed uniforms. The promised wage could keep your family alive for months. Your sister needs medicine. Your father's eyes are hollow. Your mother's hands tremble as she counts the advance money they offer. It is more than your family has ever seen at once. Around you, other families agree. Fear and desperation silence resistance. Every instinct in you screams no, but when your sister coughs blood into her handkerchief, you swallow your terror and whisper, "I'll do it." 3 days later, you are herded into a covered truck with a dozen other girls, clutching a small bundle. Your grandfather's prayer book, a photograph of your parents, the shawl your mother wrapped around you since childhood. You do not know you are not leaving for work, but for a camp. The journey lasts days. Guards with rifles ride in the back, their silence heavier than words. Food is a crust of bread every night, water from dirty buckets. One girl collapses from fever. By morning, she is gone. The guards order you to move her body out as though she were trash. You whisper her name, Chana, so the world will not forget. When the truck finally stops, barbed wire glints beneath a gray sky. Towers loom above. Dogs snarl at the gates. A sign reads, Arbeit macht frei. You are processed like an object, shaved, tattooed with a number that erases Rivka forever. From that moment, you are not a daughter or a sister, you are a body owned by the camp. Days become measured by roll calls that last until your knees collapse, by bowls of watery soup, by the endless weight of labor in freezing fields. Nights bring other terrors. Guards who take what they want, screams muffled in darkness. You learn to separate body from mind, to hide inside memories of summer meadows and the smell of bread baking in your mother's oven. Your closest friend becomes Miriam, another girl from Warsaw. She teaches you how to steal moments of humanity, smuggling potato peels, trading scraps of cloth for extra bread, whispering prayers in corners when guards aren't looking. Remember your name in your heart, she tells you. They can't take that. But the years grind you down. By 1944, your body is thin as a shadow, your hair brittle, your joints aching. You mark time not with calendars but with who survives another week. Miriam doesn't make it. Typhus takes her in winter. You dig a shallow grave with your hands and whisper her real name so the spirits will know her. In January 1945, the guards begin burning records, destroying evidence. Whispers spread. The Soviets are coming. Some prisoners are shot, others forced on death marches. You stumble through snow, every step an act of will. Corpses fall on either side of the road. Somehow you keep moving. When liberation comes, it is not with trumpets, but with silence. The guards flee. The gates stand open. You are free. But there is no celebration in your body, only exhaustion and a hollow that feels endless. Months later, you return to Warsaw, only to find your home gone, your family erased by war. You become a ghost in your own city, sewing clothes for strangers, sleeping in corners of ruined buildings. By 25, you look twice your age. By 40, you live as a seamstress in a rebuilt Poland, carrying a silence that grows heavier with each year. Then decades later, in the 1980s, when the world begins to reckon with the Holocaust anew, a historian visits survivors. He asks for testimony. At first you refuse. Silence has been your only shield. But one night you take out your old notebook, the one where you hid scraps of poems in the camp. and read your own words from 1943. If I survive, I will speak. And so you do. You give your name, Rivka, to the world again. You tell your story in classrooms, in synagogues, at memorials. Some people listen with tears, others with discomfort. But you keep speaking, because silence, you now know, was another prison. By the time you are old and gray, children visit you to ask what it was like. You tell them not only about horror, but also about survival, about Miriam's whispered prayers, about remembering your name in the darkest place. You die knowing that your voice has helped stitch memory into history. And though the world remains imperfect, you have ensured that Rivka, the girl they tried to erase, will never be forgotten.